Lionel's Southern Express train set. This is from the 70s. I had one of these growing up I got for Christmas one year. It was my first Lionel train set I ever owned. Absolutely loved the Lionel line. I had quite a few cars, a lot of extra track growing up. Made humongous layouts in my house going from room to room. Drove my parents insane because they always had to watch out for the train coming through the kitchen or the living room or something. I had tracks scattered from one end of the house to the other. Had a lot of fun with this. At one time I was hauling my dad drinks on the flat car. I'd put it on, I'd go by the refrigerator, put a drink on the flat car, and run the train into the front room for my dad to give him a drink. That's pretty cool. Absolutely love this train set. This is not my original. This is one I picked up off of Facebook Marketplace some time ago. Had to do a little bit of work with the engine. The little bell was broken off on the top, which I see that a lot when I see these out and about at thrift stores or flea markets, antique malls, things like that. So I had to get a new bell for it. Had to do a little bit of work on the engine to get the auto reverser to work inside. Took a little bit of time to do that. Oiled up the gears, you know, all that good stuff. Got the engine running really, really well. Plus I had to pick up some other missing pieces like the stakes for the flat car and things like that. So let's zoom in and take a look at the box a little bit closer and the train inside. I'll go ahead and take the box top off real quick to see the overall train set here. So here we have our engine, the tender, hopper, caboose, flat cars underneath here. Got a gondola, all our track. We have some instructions and catalogs and things like that. Our little transformer. We have the clip to hook power to the rails, and also the little manual car decoupler. Pretty cool. Let's put this back on here real quick, and we'll zoom in. Here's a nice close-up of the box. It does come with a figure 8, which I think is really nice. It's better than just having just a loop of track. I love this set because it had the figure 8. I love these little pictures and stuff they have on here on the box. It's a pretty big box. Just shows the figure 8 being used, close-up of the engine. It's pretty good photos. You see in the picture here, there's gray little things put in the gondola. Mine are green. I think they came in different colors. I don't remember what color my original one was though. Shows the coupling action. This game is from the, this train is from the MPC era of Lionel. They made a lot of real budget changes and stuff of the train line, and I mean they're not like the regular Lionel O-scale stuff. This is kind of like the budget kind of stuff back in the day. But I still loved it. And a mechanical chugging steam sound. Yeah, it's basically a wheel that rolls on the rail with BBs inside. It goes. It's a good effect. It works rather well. So let's open the box up and take a look at what's inside. Wait, before I do that, let's look at the side of the box. We forgot about the side. Advertises some of the features. New fingertip uncoupling and manual uncoupler. Needle point bearings. New fast angle wheels. 50-watt transformer. Super detailing. Cool. Alright. Let's get this off here. Now we can see the train set itself. It has a nice little catalog in here. It shows some of the other Lionel train sets and things. That's a cool one there. The overpass and the siding. Different layout configurations you can do. Gives you what track pieces you need to build the layout if you want to. This is a cool one here. The nice thing about Lionel trains is you can actually make them reverse on themselves. That's hard to do at HO scale in the regular two rail versions of model trains. But if you have a 3-rail model train, you can easily reverse itself back onto itself. And that's what I did when I was a kid. I'd make a return loop, and I'd have a single line going through the house, and then another loop on the other side to bring it back on the same line the other way. That was really awesome. I used to have a lot of fun just building huge, long railroads. At one time, I had one so long, I had to put like jumpers to extend the power because I was getting such a voltage drop, the train would get really slow at one end. So I had to run runners down there. A lot of neat accessories. Lionel has a ton of cool accessories. I had a log dump car, which I thought was really cool. And of course we have our operating instructions. Shows how to put your track together. Hook up your transformer. Dad plugs in the transformer. They don't trust Willie with electricity anymore. Pretty cool. What's on the back side here? How to hook up the manual uncoupler. This works rather well, the manual uncoupler. Some of the maintenance items for your engine. Let's see what this will fold it back up again. Some replacement part numbers. What's this? Oh, approved service stations for Lionel. This was pretty cool. You can find out the closest place around you. Of course, this was from 1973 and 1974. A lot of these places are not in business anymore. What's really cool is the Lionel main place is about, 3.5 hour drive from me. I've been down there a couple of times to visit the showroom and stuff. It's actually pretty cool. There's the service department stuff. This shows the original owner here who owned this thing. This is who I got it off of. It was their childhood set, I believe. And then here's all the different pieces in the car. So we have our engine right here, which is a 240 engine. Whoa, the box goes whoopee. It's a 240 engine. It's got a light in it. It does have a smoke unit in it though, which is unfortunate. Would have liked to hit smoke too. It's one of their basic model engines. And of course we have the tender, which has the mechanical chugging sound. There's this little wheel right here that turns. That's pretty cool. That makes the chugging sound. And then we have our hopper car way over here. Nice hopper car. Now, back in the day when I had mine, we had some coal and stuff out by the barn because we had a coal-fired stove out there. And I got some coal and I broke it all up and I got some glue and I made my own little coal load that I permanently put inside of this car when I had it. But for this video, I picked up one of these pre-made plastic snap-ins that snaps in a coal load on it. So I'll be putting that in when I make the running video of the train. Of course, here's our flat car right there. There's the stakes. 9 times out of 10, when you find these sets out in the wild, they're going to be missing these little stakes. I got lucky, and this one had all of them but 2. And I bought another flat car that had a few of them stuck on it. Took those to complete this one, and I sold the flat car off separate. So I can complete this set. Nice little Southern Express red caboose. You can see the uncoupler on the bottom right here. This is for the magnet. You can use a magnet to uncouple them or the manual one. Either one. These are also a little bit smaller in scale compared to regular O gauges too. They're not as large as a regular O gauge. They're meant for like smaller spaces and things like that. Of course, here's the gondola. Republic Steel. Nice gondola. Usually when you look on the bottom down here, you usually find like a marking where it says MPC, gives a part number, all that good stuff. Let's see, let's put it this way. And of course, here's the little power clip to lock onto the track. And we have our manual decoupler. Boop, boop, boop. Here's my little things for my gondola. They're green. It's radioactive goo. And of course, here's the transformer. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Gosh, an electric toy. Basic, real basic speed control. Now, what's interesting about this Lionel train set is a lot of times you have a switch you flip to reverse the polarity on the tracks to make it go backwards and forwards. On this one, though, if I'm moving forward, and I go to stop and then I go to move again, it's going to go backwards. It has like a little solenoid in the back that goes up and down that changes the direction of the engine anytime there's a break in power. I can also, if I'm actually driving along, if I push this little button down here, the black one, it'll interrupt the power temporarily and cause it to go reverse while it's still moving. So if I start off in reverse and I'm going to go forward, instead of backing this off, I get this again, it'll switch back to forward. You also have a switch on top of the engine that you can flip to lock it into forward mode all the time, and it bypasses that little automatic reverser unit inside of the engine. The bad thing about that auto reverser is if you get some intermittent connections on your track, you'll have the train just go along full speed, and all of a sudden it'll just stop and go backwards and throw cars all over the place. That was one of the bad things about this auto reverser. That came from an earlier Lionel engine. I think it was the Scout. I think they did that on. Doesn't work very well. It's got really clean track. So typically, when I had this set as a kid, I rewired my engine to get rid of that reverser, and I got myself a little 2-pole double throw knife switch to reverse the polarity of the tracks to go forward and reverse. That's what I did to mine. Liked it a lot better that way. And of course we have our track. It's the standard Lionel tube 3-rail track. The newer Lionel track is really nice. It has the built-in road bed and everything. And they got some that have like a blacked out middle rail, so all you see are 2 rails to make it a little bit more, realistic looking. I don't mind the 3-rail look of the Lionel trains. Alrighty. Let's talk about some other stuff that I had back in the day concerning the Lionel train sets. There was a club. It was called the Lionel Railroader Club. And I've got an example of one right here. Keep on tracking. Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash was a big promoter of Lionel. Used to love the commercials that had him singing in it. And I remember I joined this club. I got the club patch, all that good stuff. Yes, I suppose a train geek. Still am a train geek. I love model railroading and everything. I just don't do it very often anymore. But it gives you, information about some upcoming products. This one has the history of Lionel, how it all started with the little store display gondola that was electric that people kept buying. They wanted the display instead of the product that it was advertising. Oh, the General, the most valued engine. That's pretty cool. It gives you the scales. And then it talks about the explanation of what the O-gauge track differences are. So 027, I can make a 27-inch diameter circle with it. Really tight corners, so you can't use larger engines on 027 track. O-gauge is like a 31-inch circle. So, that's the main difference. It allows you to make layouts in a smaller space. Gives you hand and lamp signals. Oh yeah, the Johnny Cash TV special, The History of American Railroading. I remember watching that. That was a good show. I'd have to find out on YouTube, see if it's on YouTube or anything. Automatic gravel loader. Never had one of those, but I've seen some videos of people talking about it. I guess it didn't work very well. Gives you some permanent ideas for your layout. A little basic layout right there. The rollaway. I just built whatever on the floor of my room, and it would be up for like months on end, and I would change it out when my mom come in and want to vacuum and everything. Some of the accessories you can get. Pretty cool. I got a real large collection of these Railroader Club newsletters. There are a ton of them. Lots and lots. I have some duplicates in here. I need to go through this and separate out all the duplicates and pass them along to somebody else that's really into Lionel. I bought this as a complete pack, all these newsletters and stuff. Just haven't had time to sort through them all and get rid of all the duplicates. But that's pretty awesome. Alright, let's take a little bit closer look on hooking up the train and everything and show the engine working and stuff, and then I'll make a big video, wide video showing the train running on this figure 8 and everything like that. So assembling the track, it's pretty straightforward. You have these little pins on one side, put them in the holes on the other side of the track. Just stick them in like so. Push them together, and there you go. Got a nice little connection right there. Let's put another one down here at this end. So you can build a layout fairly quick. The next thing you're going to want to do, get our power transformer right there. And we'll get our wires and our terminal strip like so. And we're going to screw the wires onto these posts right here. Okay, unscrew the posts. And then we make a little loop of wire like so. Stick it in and then tighten it down. Whoa, should have went the other way with the loop. We'll put the loop this way. That way when I tighten it, it won't pull the wire back out. Oh! There we go. And do the same thing on the other side with the other loop-de-loop of wire. Like that. That tightened down. Next thing we're going to do is hook up to the track. Okay, this just clips onto the track. Pretty straightforward. You just stick it in, one end like this, then press it in from the bottom. There we go. Now we're connected. And then you take the wire, push down a little pin right there, and stick the wire through the little hole, like so. There we go. Got the wire attached. I'm going to attach the other wire. Okay, let's go forward. Hit the button, go reverse. Hit the button again, go forward. Reverse. That's the auto reverser. It's kind of a cool concept that they did. Like I said, the only bad thing about it is if you have a bad connection on the track and the power is interrupted to the motor, it'll flip the other direction on its own. That's the only bad thing about it. So it's nice that they gave you that bypass to where you can just lock it in the forward position all the time. Still pretty cool. So let's couple up a caboose. You just go back onto it. Whoop. Now we got a couple. So if I want to decouple the caboose, I just hold down this button right here. And there we go. That is so awesome. You can also manually decouple. If you come in from the top, you see that little tab right there? You push that and that'll cause these jaws to spring open as well. See? Just like that. The way this is working is we're pushing on this little button right here from underneath. And that's what causes it to uncouple. It's a really neat design aspect. Allows you to do, like, you know, little train operations of coupling, uncoupling cars. Especially if you have the remote magnetic ones. That way you can stay in one spot and just hit a button and decouple cars if you wanted to. Oh, there we go. Sometimes a little squirrely, but it works pretty well. Well, that was a Lionel Southern Express train set. A really awesome set from the early 70s and a favorite Christmas present I got back then. Absolutely love this train set. When did you get your first Lionel if you had one? Comment down below and share your story or memory of your first Lionel train. As always, everyone, thanks for watching.
This Christmas, get your boy a train that's built for the way young boys play. A big, rugged Lionel. Lionel, the big train for small hands.
Oh no!